participants are now unmuted.
Unmute everybody.
Hello.
I have a knocker. Did you guys? I have a knocker. Okay. I just went to. Go ahead. I just went to Dukes, and Manitou River made a post. The moron who must be isolated, and cites Ian and Bob briefly talk about Donald Trump on a recording posted recently by Ed at Ian and Bob. And she says there's a special sandwich being offered just for the event at a local deli, which is Trump is speaking in Burlington, Vermont, and it's the Donald Bologna on white bread. Bologna on white bread sandwich, and there's no mayo. Yeah, that's good. That's relating. Yeah, here's what struck me. Okay, we were talking about the earthquake, the burden of the earthquake for 17 years, 71 to 88. We're listening to November 30th, 88, and a fucking earthquake happened there. A few days earlier. Right. We just found out. I forget. We didn't know it happened. Or I don't know how you figure this out. But we talk about the earthquake. I'm carrying around, and then they're saying, "My God, there was an earthquake in Toronto." It's never had earthquakes. After the laws of media came out, and after whatever else happened that week, and then I watched that movie where I think it's probably Down by Law. The Tom Waits movie is one called. He plays a radio DJ. That's right. He fucking plays a radio DJ. So you got the earthquake happens. That right syncs in with what we've been talking about. And then you hear me say, I'll be around for thousands of years. Remember I said don't worry, we'll figure this out. And then later I go, I was here before everything. I go pre-something. That's Ophanel talking. And then there was the tetrad. What's the tetrad? Bob enhances slack. I don't know what he obsolesces, but he retrieves slack and it flips into hyperslack. Wasn't that what the tetrad was?
Yeah.
It was all slack.
The obsolescent peaks. The obsolescent.
Yeah. Obsolescent peaks. Yeah. That is pretty good. There were 4 points. Living 1,000 years in the future, way back before anything began, and the earthquake and the tetrad. That's an amazing show there, November 30th, 1988. And at the end there, the music at the end, that was one of Dave's first compositions, because he had just started composing stuff that year in 1988. And so he'd make these new things, and we could play them on the show. We were his outlet. And he goes on to cause a revolution in Canadian music. But that was an early Neufeld song. It was an inside job. Talk about conspiracy. Neufeld calls in, enhances the bigger ground shit. That I don't know who that other guy is. Probably a parallel world that calls in. He talks about the tetrad. Mike couldn't believe it. Mike said, "Oh my God, I love this, Bob. This is really real. This is real, Bob." Yeah, you've got Xenocrates going on with this call here and then that show there. It's all overlapping each other, so it might be confusing. Yes. Trying to point out, our little epiphanies with the overall. Yeah, that's right. It's always that way. You can't explain. You had to be there. It is. It's multi. It's a page of Phineas Wake. Yeah, different parts of the intestines are touching each other. Yeah, there's no time and space. It's all rubbing up against each other. And so, any of you guys notice anything? I didn't notice. Hyperslack.
You gave another explanation of how you communicate. That you communicate on pre and post verbal media.
Oh yeah, that was ionic. That was ion. Ion communicates pre something. Wait, what was it? Pre-verbal and post-verbal. That's ion. Paraverbal. Yes. We didn't say that, but that's what it would be. You'd add paraverbal. That was a heavy, and remember, I just come back from Bob tour, so it was a pretty powerful show, pretty built up. I had to phone in one night somewhere in there on a Sunday morning to maybe Mike, because they had fundraising, and we had to participate in fundraising. You have to participate. You're not allowed to miss it. So we had to phone in from California.
So you're getting your listeners, a lot of listeners calling in and leaving messages on the recorder, but I wonder what other effects listeners had that you hadn't heard from. You know, it's almost like
what happened to those guys?
Right.
What happened to that guy? Either of those strange guys that called in, what happened to them?
One strange guy's on your payroll.
That's right. Oh, yeah. I guess there was only one strange guy. There was only George with the Disciple one, the Guru one, and then Neufeld, and then but weren't there two guys at the end there? Two different guys? They were kind of similar.
Yes.
Yeah,
one guy was
really
knew the Tetrad. The first guy knew a lot about the Tetrad, but the other guy just had
And the last guy knew a lot about he was actually working for Stang. He wanted to see what I would say. He was implying that I was fucking up the Church of Subgenius book. Now here, I have just made, this is monumental because a month before, in October 16th, Neufeld's birthday, I made a major prediction. I predicted the reunification of Germany, which nobody was saying. The only other psychic or anything that was said was the Evergreens. They had said 6 months earlier in a newsletter that the Berlin Wall will go down. And I don't know if I'd seen that newsletter, but I was going on my Bieter communications. Bieter talked about way back in 1982, West Germany made a deal with the new local faction in Russia that kicked out the Bolsheviks who took over the Pentagon. There was a deal between Western Germany and the new Russian elite, and this was in 82, that Germany would be reunited. And no one ever thought that they'd be reunited, but that idea was in my head for 6 years. You know what I mean? So that's where I got it. I didn't get it from the Evergreens. And then and I remember on the way back, we were in Maryland, Halloween night, and I watched LaRouche do an address. He was running for president, and he talked about the Berlin Wall, and in his odd, jargonistic way, was predicting something would have changed drastically in Germany. So he could almost predict it. He didn't get particular, but his cult would promote that later. But I saw that broadcast in Washington after being with Mrs. Bieter. So that's a key thing going on there. I'm chairman of Secret Council 10. That happened in March 88. Oh yeah, I wanted to say this. So in the spring and summer of 89, 3 biographies come out. Dennis King's Muckraking of LaRouche, The Rise of American Fascism or something, and book on LaRouche, detailed. Then Philip Marchand's book on McLuhan came out, The Medium and the Messenger, and Zappa's autobiography came out. So you had Zappa, McLuhan, LaRouche right there in the middle of 89, and then the wall collapsed. And it happened on my father's birthday. June 4th was when Tiananmen Square happened. That's a date. You'll see that they give a date, that's the focal date. Did you hear today? I'm talking about my father.
Yes, it's amazing how you remember all these details.
Well, to be honest, I don't stop thinking about them. I'm always thinking about my life and all the overlays, and this just I don't remember this show, but once I start hearing it, it triggers all kinds of memories.
I'm looking at actually a photo of your dad right now.
Yeah, were you standing there?
Yeah, he's at a picnic outdoors.
Yeah. And the woman's dead. He's dead within a year
of that photo. But what I want to say is,
you know who that woman is?
No,
Bert. That woman is his boss. That's an aristocratic woman.
Really? All right, so you're going to laugh.
Yeah, look at her. Look closely at her.
She looks like Carolyn.
Yes, yeah.
Look at her eyes.
Yeah.
She bears a striking resemblance to Carolyn.
Where's the photo, Bart?
And it's the...
I think it's Ian and Bob.
Oh, Ian and Bob, yeah. That's a very... If you look at that woman, she's nice, she's young. I mean, she's not young. She's like 90 years old, but she's an aristocrat. You know, pretty enlightened. And she has that youthful vibe, which makes you think of Carolyn.
Yeah, well, her eyes and her eyebrows.
Right. And she's the wife of the oligarch that we were living with for 300 years.
Oh, really?
I mean, you know, the oligarchy family. Yeah, we were Butler. What's funny there, Roxy?
And you said you were living there for 300 years.
Yeah, we have to correct that, don't we? I don't mean it the Ion way, but I'm saying that our family, you know, parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, worked for this family, this very powerful oligarch, for 300 years. And that's the latest, they call it the Fondi. And the Fondi is the nest egg that is the wealth, the banking credit gold wealth that the family name has, and the lawyers manage it. And the people who are members of the family are extraneous. They come and they go. They can be killed, fired, poisoned. It's the Fondi, the nest egg, the lump of wealth, money wealth, that is the Fondi. That's the fund. And so she's just the latest benefactor while she's alive. But if she fucks up, they kill her and someone else gets it in the blood relations. But I like that picture.
Yeah, it's a good picture. It looks 70s.
What do you pick up about my father? Some people say he looks... No, that's 75.
75, okay. Yeah.
My father's dead within a year of that. If you look at him, he's like crotchety. He's bent on an angle. He's sort of got bad posture, bad aching bones. Can you tell that? You see how he's kind of standing there crooked?
Yeah, it could just be.
But it makes me think he looks like he's standing on a hill. That's what makes him look right a little.
And he's trying to. Yeah, he's trying to. I know. He's trying to.
But I know the situation. Yes, he's standing on a hill, and you can say it's that way. But I know he's. There's another picture where he has the pipe, and he's behind the car door. I don't think that got posted, or there's a second one, and he even looks not as good there. But the point is that the woman is pretty well his age, but she looks like 55 or something.
Yeah,
maybe even younger.
They both look pretty youthful.
Okay, I don't see. Well, my father is 93 there. Hey, my age right now. Hey, what do you think of that? There's another nice. Yeah, he's my age there. Yeah, he's born in 1882, and he'd be 90 in 93. He died in 76 when he was 94, so yeah, in 75 he was 93.
Wow.
And I don't look like that.
No, the image I have of you, Bob, your wetsuit crashing through the waves, you know, and that's the image I have.
Yeah, I don't know where I am in that scene. I don't really remember it. We just found that lately. It could be someone else took it. You know, that I may not have been there. I'm not even sure where it is.
They're both smiling and looking at the camera. It looks like it could be an advertisement for some sort of picnic food.
Yeah.
It's a well-framed shot.
Now here's the other. There's another person in that picture. My mother, but we don't let that image out.
Oh, okay. It's like a Chevy Impala in the back.
Beg your pardon?
It's like a classic Chevy Impala in the background. The Chevrolet, the car.
Is there two pictures?
It's
is that right?
Bushes, but it looks like a Chevy Impala, classic.
What part of Dupes is this on? What's the topic?
No, this was on, this is at Ian and Bob.
Oh, Ian and Bob. Oh, yeah, Ian and Bob. So that's, what do you call it? How do you bring it up?
Who is Bob and Ion? Who is Bob and who is Ion?
So I go to Bob and Ian, and he's got the date, November 22nd, 63. Why would that come up? Where are we?
It's a movie.
January.
It's a movie ad he has posted. Just posted.
Well, that's the day Kennedy gets killed. Is the movie about that?
Yeah. It's about some guy going back and trying to prevent the assassination. That's what it said.
Okay. So, do I go to the bottom to get this? Is this in the orange list at the bottom?
I guess you have to search.
Yeah, I did a search, Bob.
Yeah, what is it? Bob and... Bob
who is Dad? Bob? Who is Bob and who is Ion?
Search just through Google.
Hey, what do you think of that picture of me and Carol in this magazine, September 90? Look at that. Do you ever look at that picture closely?
That's a wonderful picture.
Scroll, what I'm looking at, yeah, you see what's happening. I'm holding LaRouche and she's holding McLuhan. I got Dope Inc. and she's got Laws of Media. And we're hiding. So I'm scrolling down, and it didn't come to the picture. So where's the Bob, Ion, and who is Ion?
Who is Bob and who is Ion? Actually, if you just Google search who is Bob and who is Ion, about the fifth link down, it goes to the page.
Well, I just put in who's Ion, and up comes Akito's Guide to Payday. Do you guys get that?
I did get that, yeah. I would...
such a nicely organized, such a greatly organized site. It's very amazing what he's done.
Yeah.
Who is Ion?
If you Google who is Bob
and who is Bob?
And who is Ion?
Google. Yeah. I'm doing the search down in the center, in the site.
Well, if you scroll down to almost the bottom of the page, you should see who is the article, and then that's yeah.
Oh, it is there on the list of orange titles?
Yeah, if you go way below Akito stuff, down toward the bottom of the page, you'll see that circle photo with you and Carolyn and all your colors.
Yeah.
And that's the article. So if you go a little further down, you'll see your dad's photo.
See, it's not on the page I'm getting. I get Akito's Guide to Payday, Memo to Prince Charles.
All the way down to almost the bottom.
Yeah, there's James Joyce Finnegan's Wake, right? Ion's Wake. Bob's Payday Notes.
You're almost there.
I don't think I'm getting the same Payday Notes. And it's not there. Maybe I'll go to the next page.
Did you go all the way to the bottom?
I've gone down. Yeah. Oh, it says read more. No, that would be... No. Read more might show it. No, it's not coming up. It's not there. I just get these Payday Notes, November 22nd, 2014. You get that?
Yeah, that's part of that comes up in the search results.
Yeah. So tell me how to find it. Give me another title.
Well, are you doing ampersand or are you writing out AND?
I put who is Ion.
Well, type in who is Bob, ampersand who is Ion.
Oh, okay.
I don't imagine this is riveting to an audience who can't see what we're looking at.
Oh, we're in the trough. This is the up and down. You can't have constant excitement. You have to have a down and up, the wave. So it's got a lot of Aikido, Payday chat, James Joyce. There it is. Okay. Now, what do we, okay, there's a car back there. I don't know what that is. Do you think that's a late 60s car?
It might be CIA or FBI.
Bodyguard. You see, if you look at the woman, she's tight and tapered. She has a bit of Puritanism in her face. Proper woman, but happy because she never had to work a day in her life. You know what I mean? She's relatively.
She looks
pure, but she's fit. She actually was a painter, and my father's leaning back. He looks weird.
He's trying to hold the camera equipment up on his stomach.
Right. Look at his thin legs.
Yeah, he was a thin guy.
Yep. So people say he looks like me. Do you see that? I don't see that.
A bit of a smile, yeah. His smile looks like yours. You have the same sort of facial features.